Hello and welcome. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning. You are listening to And Another Thing. We are Joella and Helen, and this is episode 40, but it's also, what is it?
It's our 1 year
Anniversary.
You've said that 40 times.
What's that?
The intro.
Oh, yes.
Well,
Yes.
more than 40.
I was like, yes, because it's episode 40, so I have said it 40 times.
And we like milestones because I've listened previously to 25 and to 30 and we were like, ooh.
Uh-huh.
But this somehow feels a little bit bigger because it was a year ago today that we recorded the first episode.
That got released.
So it got released.
Yes.
It didn't get released until the end of April, but we recorded it about now because we had a couple under our belt. Oh,
No, we didn't.
no, that's true, we didn't. Initially, we had a couple under our belt.
Yeah.
About 4 of them.
Yeah.
That's just how we wanted to do it rather than doing it week by week initially. And we ran into a few problems at the beginning of our podcast. We just needed to regroup after we ran into these issues, and we actually recorded our first one again a week prior to this, but it was absolutely shit. We lost all of our oomph, and it was the worst thing we'd ever recorded ever, and we had to have a break for a little bit and then come back and record the first one again.
Was that first one? I'm remembering what's happened, and I know that scenario, and I remember that day.
Yeah.
Was that second time we recorded the first time we recorded?
The second one was the
first
first
one.
episode because we were like, thank God. So we'd done the first 4 and then they were just in the garbage. Like we couldn't use those.
Yeah.
And then we recorded episode 1 again and we just lost our way.
And then we paused and went and had A&W for dinner.
No.
Oh.
We were at your house on the floor. Sat on the floor of your house. We tried to do it a bit differently. And we did the first episode again. And then you said, we can't release this. It's just awful.
Okay.
And because we felt a bit battered by everything.
Oh, okay. You know what? I am remembering this.
Yeah.
I do remember we were sitting at my coffee table.
Yeah.
And we talked, and then afterwards, I don't even think I re-listened to it.
No, we just knew.
And I was just like, we can't use that.
No.
We were both very flash.
Yeah, it was horrible.
And for a first episode, you don't really want flatness.
No. I started to worry. I don't know how you felt. I'm like, what if we can't get back? What if this has affected us that we can't actually do this now?
Yeah. I think that's where we were quite different in our responses, because that's how you felt. And I was like, okay, let's just get it done. We can do it. We can.
Yeah, it's funny because it's normally the other way around. Yeah. You would like overthink that and think maybe we can't do it. And I'd be like, no, we can do it. But it was the opposite. I'm like, I don't know if we can get this back.
Yeah. Because I remember in that time just thinking, no, we can not like put a face on or like fake it till you make it, but kind of fake it till you make it. Of just like, okay, we might not have the energy, but we can fake the energy to be able to produce something that sounds good.
Yeah.
And I think I've not listened to our first episode in a while. I kind of don't want to listen to our first episode.
I feel like, we have got better.
We have definitely gotten better. And I think our comfortableness in front of a microphone has eased. I think we don't kind of leave the awkward pauses for as long. We kind of know how to keep the conversation going and flowing.
Yeah.
But that first one, I can definitely listen back and think, oh my goodness, we are kind of unsure of where to go next. Or
I was very nervous.
You were very nervous.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to come through a little bit
up
too.
again that first. It's just like, oh God.
Yeah, you got in your head a little bit about that one. And
I did.
You know, a year later, we're still here.
Yeah.
Different location, same microphones.
Just no headphones now. I miss my headphones, I have to say.
Do you? Do you know what? I was listening to some of our previous episodes in like lead up to this one, and I realised the amount of times that we said, what did you say? What?
Oh.
And I know that it's because, I mean, some of it was valid because it could have been just like we were laughing too much and I didn't catch what you said, or I'd kind of carried on and then you were like, wait, on what? But I know for a fact that it's because of our microphones. So we had some issues with our microphones, our headphones, sorry. And the person who was speaking was the highest audible sound that we heard in our mic, in our headphones. Why don't I say mics? And so in order to hear the other person, we were actually not actually hearing them very loudly.
Yeah, we don't know why that happened. We couldn't figure it out, could we? But
no,
I still liked it. It felt just like I was doing a podcast more.
Yeah, but it definitely shows through of the amount of times of like, what did you just say?
Quite a long time afterwards, we got some new equipment.
Do you know that was only 6 months ago?
Was it 6 months ago?
Yeah.
Which is then when we had to do a whole new learning thing, and also you moved. So then we had a couple of episodes that were quite tinny. Yes. And then we weren't wearing headphones because we couldn't make them work with this new thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we've been through a journey.
We've been through a technological journey.
Yeah.
For sure. Of wondering what to do, how to do it. I do think that our sound quality has improved.
Yes, from the beginning.
From the beginning. And then also just where we've moved to and how we're recording in this small room that we're currently in is a lot different than when I first moved. And I remember, I think I listened to the episode after we did with Amy, because Amy was the first episode that we did in my new house.
We'd got 3 mics and then we couldn't make that mic work. We still can't make that mic work.
Technology issues.
Yeah.
But we did it in my main house area, and I had 1 chair and my dining table that is probably actually more of a desk than anything. Yeah. And that was it. That was the only furniture that I had in my house, because...
So it sounded a bit like we were in a
eerie
swimming pool or something.
Yeah. But so we have definitely grown and developed in our understanding of how to use technology. There's still a lot to learn. I haven't had the time to learn it. But even recently I was like, I should probably learn how to do that third mic, because I just kind of put it to this, literally it's in a box in my wardrobe.
We could. Then we can have people in.
Yeah. So technology-wise, we've been on that kind of journey. And then, like you said, we had a journey at the beginning of, we had started this podcast in February.
Yeah.
Recorded a whole bunch and then hit a snag. And then we kind of decided to ditch those and start again. So, yeah, it's been a journey.
I'm glad we carried on. I'm glad we got through those nerves, because I've really enjoyed it. Like this whole process, apart from the beginning and having to recover ourselves.
Yeah.
But from then on, I've enjoyed it. Do you remember the first one that was released? It was called A Quickie and a Good Idea.
Yes.
On April the 25th. And it was on a Friday.
2025, just in case anyone's listening way into the future.
And it was a Friday. I was off and you were at work, and all of a sudden we just felt like, because we had told a lot of people we were doing it, a lot of people that we knew were listening to it, and then we were getting all this ping feedback, and it was like, oh my God, this is great. Like it felt great. And then the second week we did it, put one out, I was just like, well, I guess we're just podcasters now. It was so funny, wasn't it? The difference between week 1 and week 2.
Yeah, and kind of just the ride, living on a ride of a high for a moment was there.
We'd actually done it.
Yeah. And then I think that's probably more how I feel now of, we're doing a podcast. And so I was thinking about it. I don't know if someone said something, or I was just mulling over the year that's been. But I forget that we do this. And because I don't actually get a lot of messages myself, like I think people probably message you more than anything. And so I forget that our voices are out in the world. I forget that we even have an Instagram page, because I don't really touch it. And that people might actually watch us or see something or hear something. Someone said to me the other day, one of our regulars was like, I saw a reel with you the other day. And I was like, did I put something up? I don't usually put something with me on our work one, because that's what I control.
Yeah.
And I was like, we do a podcast.
We do a podcast.
It was a podcast reel. Okay. Like it just like so far removed from my brain that we just sit in this little tiny room and I talk into a microphone opposite you, and that's as far as my knowledge of where it goes is.
I remember when I first mentioned that I was doing a podcast, like to immediate family. Initially it was like, you what? Like, are you? Like kind of, it was a bit like, why are you doing that? And I'm like, well, because I want to. And then my family have been nothing but supportive and got behind me. But the initial response was, what are you doing that for? Which is kind of like, I guess, why are we doing it? But it was because we'd had so many funny stories and things to talk about at work that it was our work colleagues that said, you two should do a podcast. And we were like, yeah. And then we were like, maybe we should do it. And here we are.
Yeah.
40 episodes in.
Yeah.
So I've got a few messages from people that congratulating us on our 40th episode. Right, so this one is from my sister.
Well, I have to listen because you're my sister, but I like to listen because you're my sister. I just wish you were doing it at my kitchen table in the UK and not so far away, really. So, yeah, I tune in because I get to spend an hour with you.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Sweet one.
I love I have to listen because you're my sister, but I want to listen because you're my sister.
This one is from my dad.
Hello there. Just love this podcast with Joella and Helen. They bring a smile to my face each day. Congratulations on your anniversary. Long may you continue. Oh, and another thing. Helen is my daughter, but no bias.
This one is from Bonnie Marie. She was one of the first people to give us a shout out on TikTok for our podcast.
Hey, Joella and Helen. I just wanted to say a huge congratulations on your 1-year podcast anniversary. The way you bring joy to so many people matters more than you probably realize. Oh, and another thing, the world needs more of what you're doing, so keep it up. I'm proud of you both.
That's super cool.
This one is from Ali, who now lives in Australia. She used to work at the place we worked. We've given her a shout out before. She listens to every episode, but she sent us a message.
As a very quick side note, Ellie sent us a video. So the audio that you're hearing is taken from that video. She's currently sitting outdoors in Australia. So all the noise that you can hear around her is the nature of Australia.
Hi, Joelle and Helen. First of all, congratulations on your 1-year anniversary of podcasting. I cannot believe how fast 1 year flies, especially when you're just laughing and having fun. The main reason I keep returning to the podcast is because hearing Helen laugh is like getting a warm hug from someone you love, and it just doesn't get better than that. It just doesn't get better than hearing that laugh. And the stories of the times when I worked at that cafe and the news stories coming out, I can always picture those moments happening, and as I'm hearing the story and I'm picturing it in my head, I too am enjoying a guttural laugh. I obviously very much miss you. And I wish you all the best. Congratulations on 1 year.
So, yeah, that was just a few messages from a few people. Ali was getting a little bit emotional there.
Yeah. So I have 3 more recordings to add. I'm going to play them one after the other, but just to give a short introduction into who they are. The first one is from Sam. She is a local cafe owner in the town that we work in, and we introduced her to our podcast when we found her cafe, and this is from her. The second recording is from my mum, who is also outside in Australia recording her message for me. And then the third message I'm going to play is from one of my nieces who has been listening from the very beginning.
My favorite thing about the And Another Thing podcast is the relatability. I feel like I am talking in a conversation when I'm listening with some friends who are having some similar lived experiences, and it just feels like some connection even when I am by myself, or just taking a minute to kind of get into a space where there's not so much noise in my day. And it's a really cool thing to be able to connect in that way to people without actually being with them, and feel the feelings and sometimes the validation that you're getting from people who are in those same lived moments.
And another thing. We just love it. We just love it. Me and Paul have our little routine of listening to Joella and Helen. And usually it's driving to church on a Sunday. which is usually Toronto's Saturday, so it's just been put out, and it's half an hour there and half an hour back, and we usually be able to fit the whole thing in, and we crack up the whole way there and the whole way back. Just love the content, the fun that they make it, the banter, and it's like having them in my lounge, sitting, having a coffee in the sunshine, listening to their banter and joining in. Oh my goodness, do we join in? And quite often I'm texting Joella on WhatsApp as she's doing, saying whatever, and sometimes she texts back and she goes, remind me what context that's in again. So often we have incidences and we look at each other and we go, who does that? So just love it.
Hey guys, one of Joella's nieces here. I just wanted to say that I love listening to your podcast. I can't believe it's already been a whole entire year of it. I just love hearing all the cafe stories, and I also really love that you make up names for all the people in your stories. It just makes it way more fun and more personal. Also, your recent episode about wanting to rate your customers just makes me want to come to your cafe and be a 5-star customer. I can't believe it's been a year, and I'm so excited to see what the next year has for you. And I just love listening to you and laughing along with you. Bye.
Thank you so much to everybody who sent through a voice message.
I know.
That's really sweet. And then also maybe that's fun for our listeners to kind of hear our other listeners.
Yes.
Which is a unique experience, I think.
It is. It's very true. And we've had other messages throughout, like emails from people, and it's always been so exciting. It's just always nice to get recognised, and the little messages that we sometimes get sent about an episode we've done, or the messages on Spotify, you're like, oh,
yeah,
people are like really invested in this.
Yeah. And then also, like I said earlier, I genuinely forget that we do a podcast until we sit down together, and then I edit it, and then I don't even listen to it when it gets released sometimes. And so for me, it's just like a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Record, edit, done. And then, I forget. And so.
And if people are behind or catching up and they'll come to you and say something, you're like, huh?
What?
Huh?
I don't remember
We
that.
talk about that. When was that? Where was that? What episode was that?
It's always entertaining.
It is.
All right. Well, we'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back with some more memory lanes of some of the tidbits that we used to talk about.
Yes,
and
let's do some of that.
What's happened to them, why they've no longer, basically Milo's questions of the week.
Where he's gone.
Just
some other fun stuff.
We'll be right back. And we're back.
Nice hot coffee. We made a fresh drink. Mm-hmm. Okay. When we first started this podcast, we had a segment at the end, Milo's question of the week. And we always would shake our heads about when we would say it. Do you have a favourite? Well, first of all, for people that have just started listening to us, Milo was somebody that worked for us.
Yes.
And had unusual questions to ask you all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, all the time. And sometimes you'd have to say, not now, Milo, I'm busy.
And also just not at appropriate times either. When you've got plates in your hands that he's literally just put together because he worked in the kitchen, and you're about to run them, and he's like, I've got a question for you, mate. Wrong time, wrong place.
Hold that question.
And he was so good whenever we put him in his place.
Yeah.
Of just like, not right now. You can ask me later, but not now. Okay. Of course, he asked us later.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, one of my favourite ones was the first one.
That's the chair one.
Oh, I love the chair question. And I also love...
If you were a chair, what kind of chair would you be?
And he was a folding chair. I think that's why I like it the best.
Because of what Milo's response was. And then also probably what his siblings' response to him was. And then you were like, oh, Milo.
They said you were a folding chair. You ended up being a folding chair, though. You were my soccer mum chair. Because you said you would be a chair that was like difficult to put down, or you described...
Difficult to put together, difficult to take away.
You're my soccer mum chair.
Yeah, just difficult.
And I was a squashy, soft beanbaggy style chair.
Yes, you were.
That was one of my favourites.
Okay. I do not have a favourite Milo's question, but I was listening to, I think it was episode 15, 16 or 17. Either one of those three. The question from Milo at the end of the episode was, if everybody in the world disappeared, could you survive for a year? If everybody in the world
let's not go down this road.
And I was listening to our arguments, or like, I was adamant that I could, and you were adamant that I was off my rocker, and I was chuckling.
I know.
Because you were sitting there and you're like, but who's going to take out the garbage?
Yeah, who's going to do this? I also went back to the fact that COVID was bad for everybody, obviously, but how you really struggled being by yourself in COVID. I'm like, that's what my thing was.
Because I was stuck in my very small apartment. It wasn't the by myself part. And then also, wrong context, because I had moved to a new country and I knew nobody. So, like, not only was I stuck in my house, which was a studio apartment, so my bed, my kitchen, my living room were all one room. So 4 walls, that's all I had. It was a basement, so not a lot of sunlight. It was dark, like it had grey.
And I guess you couldn't
walls.
go anywhere and do all the things that you were going to do to survive on the podcast question.
Yeah. And then also, like, this is a country where I didn't even have my bubble of people because I had no people.
Yeah.
Like, I was in the country for 6 months and then COVID happened.
Yeah, God. That's
And
not right,
then
is it?
the week it happened was March break week, and my sister and brother-in-law and the kids weren't even in the country.
Yeah.
So, like, in terms of I had nobody.
That was panic station.
But that wasn't that was a different kind of not having nobody.
Yeah.
But
not having nobody in the podcast question. We rowed about it. And then in the end,
was
one day,
so
it was
entertaining.
funny. And then the next day, or not even the next day at work, it was like we were all
2 days
discussing it.
later.
And then all of a sudden I said, we got to stop. Milo, we've got to stop.
No, because you kept you kept on hassling me of how stupid you thought I was that I could survive for a year.
Yeah, we would still do that today.
And I was like, you know what? Let's just stop.
Yeah, you went, can you just stop? I was like, Milo, we
need to stop this.
So that was the only one that got out of control.
It was so entertaining re-listening to it. It was just like, I still stand by what I say. And I still find it super funny that you were worried about who's going to take the garbage out because no one else was
Oh, yeah, because I was like,
around
how are you going to drive? How are you going to get petrol? How are you going to do that? Like, I had all these things. And you were like, oh, I'll just do this and just do that. My
was
other
very
funny
entertaining.
one was the burglar one. If you had a burglar to burgle you of something that was mildly inconvenient, remember that?
Yeah.
And
Well, you also gave me stick for that one too.
yeah, I'll give you a stick for a few things. I gave you a stick for you saying that you could eat salmon.
Such a weird saying, stick.
I gave you grief
stick, yes.
for saying that you could eat salmon for the rest of your life. I went, just salmon? Like, I gave you grief then.
Yeah.
I give you grief a lot.
You do.
Yeah. So that one, the mildly inconvenient burglar. Mm-hmm.
That was a great question.
It was.
Yeah,
and that's what we got our first email about.
Yes. I said batteries.
First time.
Yes. And then, but the thing is...
No,
is
the
that-
battery one was good because it went to the remote control, and I'm like, how?
No, you gave me shit for that one because you were like, in my house...
Yeah.
If there was, so you can't choose.
Well,
it.
it's not.
So then
I wasn't giving you shit. I was just giving the world shit because if we didn't have batteries for our remote control, what would happen in my house? It would be a terrible thing. Can't even imagine. And then the second one, I don't even remember what I said. Oh, microwave plate, because it was kind of given to me, that one.
Oh, yeah.
And the second one, you said light bulbs, and I was like, oh, that's a good one.
But then I had the reaction, light bulbs? All the light bulbs in the house?
Yeah,
And
I was
like,
questioning.
okay.
Yeah, all the light bulbs or just one light bulb?
Why do you think I don't have a favourite Milo's question of the week?
Oh, no,
She's questioned every time I answered.
did, yeah. I'm picking on you. You're picking on me now, so you're getting your own back. But those were my funny ones. All the Milo ones, even the dinosaur one was funny. Would you live in Jurassic Park for so much money?
Do you know the funny thing about that one? I forget what episode that was, but our funny, what is it when you get to the pinpoint of a joke, the punchline? our funny punchline was both of us saying at the same time, there's no way both of us could get time off work at the same time.
That's not going to happen. Yeah, I remember that bit. That was good.
It's not even the fact that we were talking about if we could live in the Jurassic World island for a year or
we
for
wouldn't
a
be
day.
able to get the time off
We were
together.
like, no, it wasn't even for a year. It was for a day.
Yeah, a day.
It was
You
no,
could
we
decide.
couldn't get the time off together.
That's so true. Right, well, talking of Milo, he
Yes.
no longer works for us anymore. So we stopped that segment in September because
He went off to school.
he went off to university. I have
It's doing great, by the way.
He is. He
just
pops
in
in
case
every
you're
now and then.
curious.
I messaged him yesterday and asked for a Milo's question just for today's episode.
Mm-hmm.
So are you ready?
I don't know if I am, but
Okay.
fire away.
Just get Milo in your head asking this question. You are one day out walking when you stumble across a wounded mythical creature of your choice, but it has to be the size of a horse, around the size of a horse.
Okay. Or like up to a size
Up
of
to,
horse?
it must be
Could be
equally
smaller.
or as large as a horse. That's what it says. So I'm just going to say the size of a
Okay.
horse. You know that if you take time to mend the creature's wounds, it will be your friend for life. However, you also know that the government would pay a hefty sum of money for its capture. If they ever find out that you are harbouring this creature, you will be hunted. Would you heal the creature or turn it over for the money?
Do you know, as you were starting to ask me that question, I started thinking to myself, he's already asked me this question, but it's not that same question. He asked me something very similar of if you were walking in a forest and you came across a mythical creature, and then he kind of carried on to what I think it was like, if the mythical creature could talk to you, what would you do, or something like that? And I'm like, dude, you just needed to be a Dungeon and Masters, like a Dungeons and Dragons master. That's what he needs to be, like creating the story. Anyway,
What would you do?
I would heal the creature. Oh, you would do the money.
I don't think I'd want to have a mythical creature as my friend forever and not be able to do anything else because I'm being hunted. I don't know.
I
what
want
if
to
it
say
was?
my retorts, but I feel like you're going to give me grief for them.
No, go ahead.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, I don't know what kind of mythical creature I could choose.
Yeah.
But
If it was a cute one.
what if it was a mythical creature that could help me in the being hunted situation?
Protect you.
Yeah. So it wouldn't just be something that I would have to protect, and therefore the two of us are on the run being hunted, but yet it could be a source of like navigation or protection or strength or its
I
own
guess
healing
it's a
qualities. Like,
mythical creature could be anything you want, I guess.
yeah.
But then what if you were hunted and you got caught and then it's over, toast, done?
Well, I mean, you all die once, so.
What, once? Yeah, only once. What? Let me go back and look what it says. Oops, I can't press the buttons on my phone. If you hand it over, we can't ask him the questions, but does it get killed or do they look after it? Like, have they got it? Like,
let's
is
be
it
honest,
in a zoo?
if the government is wanting money for a mythical creature, do you really think that they'll look after it? I think it will be.
They might not kill it, but it might not live in very nice circumstances.
I'm thinking experimental situations and exploitation.
Testing lipsticks on him.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that that particular thing is going to be.
Honestly,
used
I
for.
don't think I could. I'll just turning it over. If I've only just met it, I haven't like fallen in love with this creature. I'll be like, oh, found this here, and have some money
and have your money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Milo.
Thanks, Milo.
Bringing Milo back on the scene. I need to have a sip of this coffee while it's still hot.
Okay, so while you're taking a sip, I'll tell our listeners about a few other things that we used to do. And if you are new to the podcast and you haven't listened to our first episode, you won't have any context for why we sign our podcast off with,
oh, yes,
have a great idea. Mm-hmm. Have a good idea. I used to say
have a good
great.
idea. Mm-hmm.
Every now and then I would say great, and then I'd edit it and I'd think, you said the wrong jolly thing, you silly sod.
Sing it, sausage.
But no,
have a good idea.
it's have a good idea. So there is a story that we told in episode 1 which explained why we said this. So, sit back, relax. We're going to share the story with you of why it's a good idea at the end of our episodes.
So I need to move away from who does that, and I need to tell you a story, because this is how we've decided to end our podcast every episode. Mm-hmm. So back in October, cast your mind back, a gentleman came in.
In October?
Oh, it's not October, is it? That's Thanksgiving.
I was like, you're talking about Remembrance Day, and that's in November.
I'm such an idiot. I thought it was October. Right? In my head, it was October 11th. It's November 11th. Sorry. So sorry.
So confident telling the story.
I was like, so I was so confident. I was like, so professional there. God damn it.
So in November?
In November, on the 11th. Maybe the 11th hour, I don't remember. Anyway, this guy came in with what I'm thinking was his son, and the son was having difficulty keeping his poppy in his outfit choice of the day. So, I said, I can help you with that. I've got a trick. So I get their masking tape and I put it around the end of the poppy once it's in, and it stays on, it doesn't come off, and everybody's happy. He orders his drink and he says, oh, thank you, that was such a good idea. I'm like, no problem. So I handed him his drink and he'd paid, and off he goes. And instead of me saying, I can't even get it right now.
Have a great day.
Have a good day. I went, have a good idea. Because he just said that was a good idea. And I yelled out, have a good idea.
Instead of,
and then,
see you later.
And so then we made eye contact, and I knew that I'd messed up. And he just went, yeah. And I just went, yeah. So at the end of our podcast, it's going to be have a good idea.
So if you get to the end of it,
we're not here yet. We're not at the end.
No, not right now.
Not now. Don't have a good idea yet. Oh, I thought that's what you were saying.
When you get to the end of it.
When we get to the end of it.
And we say have a good idea.
Now you know what it means. So that's why I had to put the poppy story in. Well, that was me being what a Wally, honestly.
You know what? It's not the first time that a Wally thing like that has been said, where we will say something and then realise it's not the thing that we should have said.
No. Or like when you say to somebody, enjoy your lunch, and they say, oh, that's the other way around, but they say a Wally thing to you, yes, you too, and you're like, I'm fucking working, I'm not enjoying my lunch. But I say that to people, like I've said that, and then you're like, oh, damn it. They're not going to have a good time.
This goes in kind of goes in line. Maybe it doesn't, but it partners with what happened yesterday. And I realised you did it today, but I think yours was because you were further away from me or further away from the customer, so you didn't actually hear.
All right.
So I'll give you that. But this customer yesterday came up to me. I was standing at the counter and I said, hi there. Now, usually I don't ask people how they are because I don't care. And I find that I think that's more of a Canadian thing to ask how you're doing, because I have a friend of mine who lives in the UK at the moment. She's Canadian, and one of the things that she's really struggled with, like just cultural wise, is the fact that people don't ask you how you're doing. Like, hi, how are you? Like, there's no. She's like, a Brit's just rude, or like, I'm like, probably, But, and I've tried to like say, like, what is it that you want from that conversation? She's like, but it's just polite. Like, that's part of your conversation. So it's not part of my makeup to just say, hi, how are you? Like, for me, it's fluff when I'm talking to a customer. So this customer comes up and I said, hi there. She says, hi. And I said, what can I get for you today? And she's like, yeah, good, thanks. How are you? And I'm like... And literally, that is the reality. Canadians don't even hear the question of how are you. It's just part of the natural makeup of conversation. Hi, good, thanks. How are you? Good, thanks. And then it's like the conversation can't start without that. So how you did it today was the man came up. It was very early in the morning. It was just the two of us. The guy came up and he was by the baked goods section. And I said, hey there, and what can I get for you? And he's like, no, I don't think he said, what can I get for you yet? I just said, hi there. And he says, hi, good morning. And you were like, good, thanks. How are you?
Did I? Who was that? Is it somebody we knew?
No. It's like, hello. didn't ask how you were doing. He was just saying hi.
Was it that guy, the second one in this morning, the coffee? It was the dark roast coffee guy.
No, he got a weird order. Oh, no, that was yesterday. Oh, no, I don't remember who he was.
Oh, I do that all the time. I wave at people when I think they're leaving. I'm like, say bye, and I'm like, oh, bloody hell, they just come in. Oh, it's so good, so good. Sometimes, though, I've had conversations at the till, and then I'm like so embarrassed because I have just said to them, hey, what can I get for you today? Or, hey, how are you? And they've got good. And then I've gone, and then they've said to me, how are you? And I've gone, good. And I've got, you're like, I've gone back again with, how are you?
So you like repeat yourself.
And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I just said that. It's so embarrassing right now.
See, that's when you know that you've become Canadianized. You've just got stuck in the loop of all the things that you just say in order to be able to start a conversation.
I try not to ask people, how are you? I get picked up for that, though. I think I've said this before because people say to me,
when you go home?
No, yes, or they'll hear me at work.
Right.
So I'll be like, hi. And then I'll be like, hi, how are you? And I'm like, good. Good.
Yeah.
That's it.
What can I get for you today?
Stop. You never ask them how they are, Mum. I'm like, no, I'm good, thanks. Thank you for asking, but let's move on.
Oh, because seriously, does somebody really care?
No, they don't care.
No.
Because they'll often, you'll say something and they've already started telling you what they want and you're like, well, thanks for listening. Yeah, good chat.
It actually is just a part of like a polite thing to do in order for a conversation to start.
And what you don't want to happen is if, like, say you see someone in the street and you're like, hey, how are you? Yeah, great, yeah, thanks, bye. You don't want to say, hey, how are you? Well, actually, you're like, oh, bugger me, why have they, like, no, thank you. That's not what I meant. I just wanted you to say great, off you go. I don't need to hear about what's happening in your life.
Yep.
So,
genuinely, if anyone ever talks to me, and especially like, maybe I'm shooting myself in the foot, but like our regulars who might listen to our podcast, if I ask you how you're doing, I will follow it up with like, how's you, like something that I'll know about you.
Oh, that'll be genuine.
And then I'm genuinely asking how you're doing, and I actually want to know the answer because I'm actually asking a specific question of like, someone came in yesterday, hadn't seen him for ages because he used to work across the road, he retired, no longer works across the road anymore, haven't seen him for ages. And so I saw him yesterday and I'm like, hey, how you doing? Like, that's a different context. He gave me a hug. I was like, how's your family? How's your kids? How's your grandkids?
You're catching up.
Yeah. I'm like, I actually know stuff about your life, so I will ask specific questions. I know that your kids have had some health problems. So, like, how are they? Are they doing okay? Like, that's when I want a real answer.
Yes.
When I'm at the till, I don't care how you're doing. Just tell me what you want.
Yeah, I mean, we like it that you're there, and if we did spark up a conversation, I would remember you next time, and then. But you're not in regularly enough for me to ask you that. Yeah. There is a guy that's been in for 2 days in a row. He is the nicest man, and he always he's like. Yesterday he was like, oh, thank goodness, because I'd been away in England for a bit. And he's like, I was wondering where you were.
Is it that man at table 5 that you were talking to?
Yeah, and then he was in at 21.
Okay.
He's the nicest man. I actually don't know his name, though.
Do you know what? I saw you looking over, saw you talking to him, and I looked over and I was like, am I supposed to know who that is? And then because I couldn't see him because you were blocking the view, and then you walked past, and I was like, trying to rack my brains thinking, do I notice you? Like, are you a regular that I should know?
He just...
And then I forgot to ask you about it
afterwards. He just has come in before.
Right.
And has... you know, like how you ask people questions? Mm-hmm. He'd asked me a question.
Right.
Like, you're always so busy, you know, like, and asked a question about me.
Yeah.
So then we got talking on that day. And then he always leans into the kitchen and says, see you soon. Mm-hmm. So when he comes in, there's always, how are you? So we're just checking up on each other, I guess.
Yeah.
He comes in and does some work, and he doesn't come in very often, but I will always recognise him.
Right.
So the same thing happened yesterday. Where have you been? I told him I'd been to my mum's, and, you know, he was telling me stories about how he's decluttering, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We just remember each other when he comes in, and he was like, where have you been? I've been in a few times. Like, I'm still here. Don't worry.
I love those questions when you're away for 3 weeks. People say to me, does Helen still work here? Has she left? I'm like, well, she's left the country.
She's coming back. And the other one, the lady that's a regular is like, has she got different days off now? I was checking up. Where is she? Is she okay?
Yeah,
She's sick?
She's okay. She just got the day off.
Oh,
it's not
it's
her
so
usual
nice.
day off.
Yeah. Right.
Anyway.
We also need to move on to a different story. There is also something else that we say quite a lot during our podcast. Mm-hmm. We talk about Margarets. Mm-hmm. Come on, Margaret. Mm-hmm. Sort your shit out, Margaret.
Yeah.
Sort your shit out came from a concert that we went to, and Joe yelled at these people for getting up.
Did not yell.
Well, no, you didn't yell at them. You just said frustratedly a little louder.
In a very exasperated tone.
Sort your shit out. Because they stood up just as the musical started. They'd had 25 minutes before to sort their shit out, and they didn't. And Joe...
The first beat of the first song, when the lights had dimmed, they chose to stand up. But they didn't go anywhere. They just swapped seats. No matter how many years will go by, that will still piss me off.
Oh, yeah. And it was
like, who does that?
Sort your shit out. And we got the giggles about it. So then sort your shit out has been a thing.
Yeah.
And then now it's sort your shit out, Margaret. Like, sort your shit out, Margaret.
So we will occasionally call people Margarets. We also call people other names. We will go out to concerts, or we'll be out in everyday life, and we'll look at a scenario or people and just say, hey, who do you think they are?
Yeah.
And
I'll make up lives for them.
We'll make up lives for them. And part of that, I think, maybe has come from the Margaret story.
I think so, yeah.
And so we thought we'd just kind of replay the beginnings of that initial Margaret story and how poor old Margarets of the world have been utilised for any name and situation we want to put in there. We'll call them Margaret. So this is where the story originated from.
We've got a story to tell you about the Margarets of the world. Sorry, Margarets. It's not all Margarets. It was just this one on this.
It's not so much about the actual person, Margaret. It's just about this particular scenario. And Margaret, the name, has become part of our regular vocabulary on how we would describe a person or a situation, and occasionally each other.
Yeah. Well done, Margaret. Do you want to explain Margaret?
Sure. This is usually Helen's story, but we thought we'd spice it up a little bit, and I'll tell this story. It was one particular day, and this is pre-COVID. So how we run our operation of our cafe is very different post-COVID in different senses and different scenarios. But what we used to do is that we had kind of more of a Starbucks feel. I'm going to name drop them. We'd put the coffee down and we'd say, latte for table number 5. And then table number 5 would have to listen and then come up and get their drink.
Yeah.
I don't actually know if that's a Starbucks thing. Anyway.
Well, but they call out names.
Yeah.
So it's the same kind of thing. We would call out names if it was to go.
So we used to put the drinks at the end, call out latte for number 5, and then hope that the person that's going to grab the drink is the person from number 5 who ordered a latte.
Honestly, that whole system was just freaking chaos.
It was ridiculous. The system that we've got now. That COVID did a great thing for where we work, but not great things for other reasons. So anyway, Helen's making this drink and she puts it down, and I'm going to use the example of latte for number 5. And this lady comes up to Helen and says, excuse me, and this is a busy day, and Helen's at the espresso machine making coffees. Yes, how can I help? She's like, is this Margaret's drink? And in your mind, you're thinking, who the fuck is Margaret?
Honestly, in my mind, I'm like, well, who the fuck is Margaret? I have no idea. And then, carry on.
So you're like, did Margaret order a latte? She's like, oh, I think so. And then you were like, then this is probably Margaret's drink. So now our saying is, come on, Margaret, sort yourself out. Or, oh, yeah, that was a Margaret move of, is this Margaret's drink? Come on, Margaret. So there you go. That's the story of Margaret.
There's Margaret for
Margaret.
you. So that's why we mentioned Margaret.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so we're nearing the end of this 40th episode, but I want to just go back to the reason why we enjoy doing it. And most of the reason is because we get to spend some time together, because it's kind of rare when we're both working. That was one of the initial reasons as well. We get to spend every Thursday at the beginning together.
Yeah.
Now it's every other Thursday, but I think we kind of need to do something on the Thursday in between.
Do you know what? This is not a new thing that you've said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we still haven't done it.
We still haven't done it.
Maybe when we get to the 50th, we'll have achieved that. But it's nice for us to look back at some of the other episodes that we've done, and you've done that quite a lot this week. But I already knew the episode
that was your favorite.
That was my absolute favorite.
You have asked this question often of like, what's my favorite episode? And I'll say this first before you say your one. Is that I don't actually have a favorite episode. I have favorite parts of episodes.
Yeah.
When I was looking back on the last episodes that I've been listening to, I realized I listen back more to what we've done with a critical mind.
Right.
Because a lot of the things that I'm proud of is the quality of sound, or like the production level of some things, and just like how some of it's kind of smoothed out. And so when I listen to things, I'm like, oh, I didn't do that one very well. That one was a really great one. One that I was really proud of. I listened back to it and I was like, oh, okay. So like, I'm still proud of it, because at the time it was because I put 4 different cuts from 4 different episodes into this. It's episode 9, by the way.
Is it the cut?
It's not from the cutting room floor. It's episode 9, the one afterwards.
Yeah.
And for me, listening to it, I can listen and I'm like, that's one recording, that's from a different recording, that's from a different recording.
Oh,
that's
I remember us having to do that one. It was when you were away.
It was when I was away, like the first time I went to New Zealand.
Yeah.
But I was proud of that because I thought I'd done a really great job of like easing into it. I listen back to it now and I'm like, oh, I could probably smooth that out a little bit better. Like I appreciate how much I've grown with what I've learned. So, yeah.
Saying that you're proud of the podcasts, the bits that are also like I have liked doing is the bits, you know, like we have the catch up and then we have like a more meatier bit where we've tried to. The meatier bits that we've gone into is probably discussions that we might have never had in life, but they've been really fun to kind of explore a bit. Like
absolutely.
Like the meatier bit that brought the bit in this episode. We were talking about
your favourite episode
is episode 16.
Yes.
We talked about something that we have implemented or just about to implement at that point.
At that point, we have done so.
We have, manicuring tables. So that's when you like clear tables without people really realising, you know, take the, you know, like straw wrappers off or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So if you want to know about manicuring, listen to 16.
Yeah.
But then Joe was explaining a bit about that at the end, like wrapping it up, weren't you? And you... Sorry, can you try and remember how you said it?
Well, this is what I said. I said, so it's kind of like, without people knowing, we're clearing a plate here, clearing a plate there, clear a plate here, a plate everywhere, a plate. And I just like had old McDonald's stuck in my head. And you lost the plot. And then I lost the plot afterwards. So much so that we had to pause the episode. And
we did. We tried
and
to
we laughed for about
ourselves,
2 solid minutes.
And you were like, "This, we're not like composing it." So you had to pause it. I had to blow my nose, get up, and like it was just
check that you hadn't weed your pants.
We just got the giggles so much about that, and I think I left your place feeling like on a high because we had such a
laughed
good
so much.
time making the podcast. There has been some episodes where we haven't.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, okay, podcast is done. Like we haven't had that experience, but most of the time, and I also guess it depends on where we are mentally on that day or...
Yeah. As a side note, 9 times out of 10, we will record this when we have both worked an 8 to 9 to 10 hour shift.
Yeah.
So you're not getting us fresh off of a new day or reinvigorated because we've just woken up, had a shower and rearing to go. It's like, no, we have been alive and working since 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, done our day and then come to record.
Yeah.
So
sometimes those laughter bits are just...
a great way to end the
yes,
day.
and also probably share. You know, when you get to that point of tiredness when you're working, and then something is so funny that shouldn't be that funny. That I think that might have been that, but it
was.
And there's been some hugely frustrating. We've taped at the beginning a couple of podcasts where we're like, that was great, and then you've listened back and you're like, where are you, Helen?
Yeah,
like my mic was turned off, and we had to start again. That was the A&W one.
Oh,
go and get a burger and a cup of tea and come back and re-record it.
Yeah. So we've definitely had some of those.
Yeah.
I will say I don't have a favourite episode, but as I've listened back, I have a favourite thing about this podcast that we do.
Right.
And it's when I'm starting to tell a story and I know that you know the story, and I get about halfway through or a quarter of the way through and you click to what I'm about to say, and there's a specific laugh that you have in that moment, and I love that laugh. Like, I love telling a story and knowing that you're going to catch on in a second, and then you catch on, and then I'm just like, it just delights me. It makes me so happy.
Because I've forgotten the story half the time, or don't know who you're talking about, and then all of a sudden it's like,
but the laughter is so pure, and you just like, you burst out because I can feel you thinking, what is the story? Am I supposed to know the story? And then like the light bulb turns on.
That in those moments we actually forget that we have a mic in front of us.
Yes,
because that's just a conversation that we're having.
Yeah,
which I kind of do forget half the time. Because I'll be especially at the beginning, I'll be bashing it, moving it. You were like, Helen, stop it.
Can you say that again? Because I'm going to have to edit that bang out.
You don't have to edit as many bangs out now. We've got a little bit better at that. And also, if there's a bang in it, there's a bang in it, you know? We're not professionals here.
Yeah.
Another funny one for me was your car horn. Coming back from Moulin Rouge matinee, wasn't that the time? So we hit traffic coming out because we went to a matinee.
Because it was 5 o'clock traffic.
Yeah,
and we were going nowhere. And then you were like, beep your horn. And I'm like, my horn is shit. You're like, just beep it. And so I beeped my horn. It goes, beep.
Honestly, what is the make of your car? They need to be told it's the most embarrassing.
I think it's honestly like just my car, because it's just the saddest horn.
Yeah.
I am embarrassed.
You are better off just yelling out the window than beeping that horn, because it doesn't match. It doesn't match what might be happening in the car.
I don't actually know what it sounds like on the outside. Like on the inside.
Maybe we should finish this podcast with a beep from your car.
Y'all can hear how terrible it actually is. And it does not match the road rage that was happening in my car at that particular time.
Oh, it's too funny.
I had road rage this morning going to work.
Did you? That's because you're on day 6.
Well, probably. But also, I was on the highway this morning and it was a lot of traffic. So this is, what time was it? 5:15 in the morning?
Oh.
A lot of traffic at 5:15 in the morning. And this big old truck behind me, this is what caused the road rage, because it's just so unsafe. And he just sat on my bum the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
And I had someone in front of me. I'm like, I'm going 120 kilometers down this road. It's a 100k road. It's not, I'm already speeding. And this guy just sits on my bum. And I was so wild. Eventually I had to move and he had to overtake me. And sometimes I think to myself, I hope a police officer pulls you over.
Yes,
because
that's what
you're
I think
a
sometimes.
dick. And then I saw him do the exact same thing to the person in front of me. So I was like, okay, so it's not just that I was driving slow.
Yeah.
It was just
that's just how he drives or they drive.
Yeah. Anyway.
What's funny about us is that we send each other WhatsApp messages about our days often when we're driving home. Mm-hmm. So you'll just press record and then you can drive, and then I chat to you. And you
when we don't work together.
Yes.
Usually that's...
Well, sometimes. Otherwise you think of something. But then there'll be me saying all of a sudden, what the hell is he doing? And then the same for Joe. He's like, are you turning here? Like, we have a discussion.
Put your indicator on.
And then we get back to what we're talking about. It's like, what are you doing, dude? Especially when I went to Costco that time. I couldn't really get to turn it off because I hadn't finished what I'm saying. But I'm like, like there's so many people and they never look where they're going, and pedestrians just think they can walk.
Yes. This is a whole nother episode.
Maybe we should
road rage.
Say that as road rage.
I do have a question for you as we are coming to the end of our episode today. Do you have a favourite title episode?
Tits and Mitts.
Tits and Mitts is your favourite title?
There's a few.
Doesn't matter
actually.
like what the content of the episode is.
Tits and Mitts, but was there another one that was Can You Drive Naked? Like,
first of all, why are you driving naked? That's one of my favourite titles.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And then my second favourite is Baby Let Your Boob Jeans Talk. I just think it's just such a great title.
There's too many good titles. I've forgotten about them all.
Oh,
Show me some others. Tits and Mitts for me was funny because That was me mishearing somebody talking about oven mitts, and I thought they said tits.
Yes.
Those, you said, yeah, they're really big and annoying and get in the way, and I thought you were talking
I was talking to Milo
about my
and then you
oven
started
mitts.
laughing, and you were like, "Are you guys talking about what you think of? What I think you're talking about?" And I'm like, "What do you think we're talking about? Tits?" I'm like, "No, oven mitts."
That's too good. Give me another one.
I like heck to the no. That's where the cocks go. See, it's that laugh. That's the laugh I love.
That was a Costco one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Costco story.
that is a Costco story.
Well, I thought you said Coxco.
Yes.
That's a really good one. And oh no, it's all going tits up. Oh, we've had some good names.
We have had some good names. I do quite like Wrap It Up Melanie, but that's literally just because there was this viral video that went out ages ago. I don't know if it's actually that viral, but it was a voiceover. And so the video itself was a live chicken was in a kitchen. Somebody opened up the oven and there was a cooked chicken in the oven. And the voiceover was, "Oh, look, it's Melanie."
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
I really couldn't remember this. Sorry.
And all I hear when I hear the word Melanie, that's the video that comes, because the way that it was just the accent. "Oh, look, it's Melanie." Just cracks me up.
I'd forgotten that because when I saw that title, when I'm looking back to listen to a few, I'm like, who's Melanie? I didn't even remember. That's a good one.
Hyacinth, Sour, Sybil and Buck. That was the first time that we introduced Hyacinth and talked about her.
She was in today.
She was.
Again, saying something.
I do like Off Menu and Peruto Raiko.
Yeah. I love a bit of Buble. Well, you can only do that one at Christmas, can't you?
And, of course, last week's was 5 head, not 4 head.
Which I've had to sunscreen my 5 head a couple of times this week as the sun's been out.
That's because you've been out and about in the sun.
Out and about.
Out and about.
Right. So we're going to wrap it up.
Yes.
We don't have a who does
Melanie.
that or anything. Yeah. But I would just like to say to you, thank you, because you do all of the behind the scenes stuff of editing. I just trip up with my book and we have a chat. But I've loved doing this podcast with you, and long may it continue.
Yes. Well, thank you very much. I too enjoy this podcast. And you don't just rock up. You outline what we are going to do for the week.
Yeah, so if you don't like it, it's my fault. And that's just tough titties on you.
Hey, maybe that's
the title.
Tough
Titties
on you.
Okay.
Can I share this one thing? Because I'm going to forget to share it next week. I'm going to forget to share it next.
In the future.
Yes. But maybe this is it was a compliment that was given to me, and it really sat with me and really made a difference. And I just thought, if there's ever a listener that's in the same situation, pay the compliment, because it goes a long way. Mm-hmm. So it was on Sunday. I was at work on Sunday. It was a terrible morning. It was so busy. It was a hard day. Mm-hmm. I'll just say that. Yeah. It was a hard day. And I felt like I was a bit of a headless chicken going everywhere. Yeah. And there was a point where I was trying to, we got to about midday and the dishes in the sink had piled high. Mm-hmm. Just didn't have an opportunity to do them. And I was going from the dishwasher to helping the kitchen out, to making sure that the coffee station was okay, to making sure that another station was okay, to making sure that the front was okay. And I was just everywhere. Even so that the point that the kitchen said to me, "Joe, can you do this?" And I didn't answer. And they're like, "Joe?" And I'm like, "Yep, sorry, you have to really get my attention today because my mind is on all the stations. So I'm with you. Just make sure I'm with you before you ask me to do the thing." And so I'm going in and out. Three older ladies, and I was clearing their table as they were about to leave, and they just said, first of all, we made a funny because there was this couple, the young couple that came in and then sat, and then they disappeared. And I was like, where have they gone? Computers, phones, headphones,
everything on the desk,
food,
on the table.
Everything on the table, and then they're gone. And so these little old ladies, they were like, "We've been wondering, do you know where they've gone?" And I'm like, "No, we think they've had a tiff." And I'm like, "Oh, So I was like sharing some good gossip with these ladies. And I was like, you know what? Sometimes that happens and we always want to know what happened. So I was having like this fun rapport with them. Anyway, eventually this couple came back and they were fine. But the ladies said to me, they're like, do you know what? We have been watching you all morning and you're so good at your job. I was like, oh, thank you. They're like, every time you, like, you're just everywhere. Every time you come through those doors, you've got a smile on your face. You're just going from here to there. You're just doing such a great job. And I was just like so super grateful for that small moment of if you see somebody who's like a headless chicken and you take a moment to say, you're actually doing a really great job.
Yeah.
Honestly,
it means the world.
Made my day.
Yeah.
Sat with me all week.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
That's good. It's
was
lovely
like-
when people say that or they recognise.
Yeah.
Like when people have said you run a really well-oiled machine here
Yeah.
and it's like,
So if
Actually,
you're
thank
ever
you, we
out
do.
and about in a cafe or a restaurant and you see somebody who's working hard and doing a great job,
tell them.
tell them.
Yeah.
Makes a difference.
Tell people anyway in life if you think they're doing a great job.
Oh, yeah. But, you know.
A lady came
we're
in
in
today
hospitality,
and I
so
recognised
context.
Yeah, I recognised her from yesterday because I noticed her eyes. She had such nice eyes. I didn't want to be staring at her for long, but I'm like, you have such very beautiful eyes. She came in today and I took a drink over and I went, you were here yesterday. She said, yes, I was. And I said, well, I just have to compliment you. I said, I remember you because of your lovely eyes.
Oh.
And she was like, oh, that's nice. So just
You
do
never
it to
know.
anybody.
Do you know what that reminds me of?
What?
Sid from Ice Age. Sid the Sloth.
Yeah.
He slides down Manny's nose and like ends up at Manny is the
Mammoth.
The mammoth. And he ends up like right in front of Manny's eyes and he's like, you have beautiful eyes.
I could have done that. Yeah, beautiful.
That would have been a little bit freaky.
It would have been.
You have beautiful eyes.
Well, she wouldn't be coming back again,
Yeah.
would she?
I think your way is much better.
I remember you. You have beautiful eyes. Maybe she'll give us a review.
Yeah, maybe. Who
Maybe.
knows? Maybe not.
Anyway,
That's us for this week. Thank you very much for sticking with us for an entire year if you are a long-time listener. If you're not a long-time listener, thanks for joining in whenever you did.
Yeah, go back.
Yeah. Maybe not to episode 1.
no, that's a bit embarrassing.
But-
Happy birthday to us.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what are you saying happy birthday for?
Birthday. Right, let's go.
What's that song?
I don't know. It's the happy birthday song. I don't know. There's many happy birthdays.
Okay, it's not one I recognised.
Happy birthday, happy birthday. Strings of, oh, somebody email in and tell me what that song is.
Yeah, okay, great.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks.
All right. How about where can they get in touch with us, Jo?
Oh, yeah. It feels weird because we haven't done a Who Does That.
No.
And
We don't know where we
I
are.
don't know where we are. All right, you can get in touch with us via email at pod.andanotherthing@gmail.com. We are also on Instagram and TikTok and Another Thing podcast, where you can find us, reach out to us, share your own stories of how you've enjoyed us for the last year. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, only how you've enjoyed us.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
No other stories. You can keep those ones to yourself.
We don't want to hear those. Alrighty.
That's all. On that note,
Have a
good
great week and
Have a good idea.